Hey guys, Harley here. Just got another crit video for beginners, just to show you a few things that I've done during races, my analysis of that race, and hopefully give you some tips on things to make you a better crit racer if you're just starting out. I'm only into my 6th crit, I just did that yesterday. This is the video of my 4th crit. So I'm just a guy trying to analyse what I see, but certainly wish I had some of this sort of info when I first started because, I was absolutely nowhere, didn't know where to start. And hopefully this helps you out. If it is something that you want to see more of, please like it and subscribe to get future videos, and hope to bring you some more stuff soon, so check it out. Okay guys, so just wanted to show you this. This is where a car pulls out onto the track. So as a beginner, you need to be wary of that sort of stuff. It was quite scary for me. You can see I just missed it. Same with the guy in front of me from the Black Knights. Not all the courses that we race are completely closed off. So if you're a beginner like I am, you've got to be aware that if that happens, you just got to keep your senses always looking, because you don't know what's going to pop out. That car shouldn't have popped out. We had a marshal there with a sign saying stop, but didn't see him and just rolled out and nearly caused a massive accident. So we're all a bit shaken here. This is the Kewdale crit. Kewdale's a suburb near the Perth International Airport. This is another industrial area. It's a rectangular track, and it's about 1.5 km long from memory. And here we are with the guys. We've got the guys from the Institute in the front in that blue and yellow jersey, Unicorn Racing second, and the Black Knights, which are the largest team in the D-grade crits that we come up against. There's probably about 20 of us in this race. This is about 10 minutes to go, and obviously wanted to show you a couple of things that from this race footage that might help you in your next race. So you can see here, after that last one at the Quit Motorplex, I'm doing a lot more drafting, so I'm in between, like I'm trying to sort of sit on people's wheels rather than sit out and get in the wind as much like I was in the last race. So always, I've learned stuff just from the last one. This is my 4th crit. I lost here. I did my 2nd race ever at this same track, and was coming 2nd into the last corner. Thought I was going to get 2nd and got sprinted and beaten at the line and came 4th. So I was determined not to let that happen again when we raced here again today. So I'm sort of more towards the front, tucked in here on the draft here. You can see one of the guys from the Institute's pulled out. He's dropping back, and I'm 4th or 5th on this back straight here. So yeah, I was pretty determined not to get out sprinted. So leading up to this, I did a little bit of sprint training and just trying to practice that sort of thing so that doesn't happen again, because like little things that I didn't know at the start. I didn't know where the finish line was, for instance. So I've sprinted from, this is on the last time, around this corner, this is the last corner coming. I've basically sprinted from the line in 2nd place, come out into the wind, didn't do any drafting, and it's about 500 meters or something. No, not 500, maybe 400 meters to the line. And so I've just ran out of gas and got beaten at the end as well. So a number of things. Know where the finish line is. That's another big one. Like, check that. I certainly didn't do that for like the first 3 races I've done. Simple as that sounds, check it out. And also be aware of, what things can pop out, cars and stuff. So. Saving as many watts as we can, just trying to tuck in behind people. Set this guy on the outside, he's taking a different line. I think there's a few behind him, so he's decided to come out to the front and lead for a bit, do a bit of time on the front. We've got the Black Knights on the right, Northern Beaches, which is the team that I'm with. So we've got Martin at the front and then Kathy in 2nd there, and they're doing a lead out, a bit of time on the front, which is Great. So around this back stretch, there's a tailwind here, and everyone's sort of, just tucking in, just doing a few laps, just trying to see the dirt there. If anyone's going to do a breakaway, if anyone's going to, here we go, there's a little bit of action here. We've got Black Knights again, so he's coming up to the front to make sure that the Northern Beaches guys don't get away. And there's two of them there, so the guy on the right here and this guy in front of us. I'm not sure if he's with the team or not, but he's just obviously keeping an eye on the guys at the front here, as so am I. Just conserving a bit of energy here, not trying to spend too much time on the front. Just sit back and see what's happening and hopefully burn the legs out. What I was saying in the last one as well is I was trying to work out what the tactics were with crit racing, and when you have a team, that's another thing, is they have a strategy where they sort of, I found with these particular guys, is it looks like one of them tries to go out and get someone from another team to follow them out and burn the legs off of the other team member. Because they're such a large team, they've got more guys that can actually burn a bit of energy. Whereas if you're in a team of say 2 versus them, which say in a team of 7 or 8 or what have you, there's only 2 guys that that you have to sap the legs out of, and then that team's basically at the disadvantage. Whereas if only 2 guys from the Black Knights or a bigger team go out and burn their legs, they've still got another 5 or 6 guys that can sort of step up and take over. So that's the advantage of having a big team. So I'm in these just really concentrating on what they're trying to do here. I remember when I did these, this was the biggest thing, is like, what's this team doing? What's the tactics? And you'll notice in the previous video at the Quick Motorplex, I assumed that because there was 2 on the front, as one's coming up, they're trying to block me, so the guy on the front can take off. Like the guy in second will slow down a little bit, or sort of take the pace off, so that the guy in the front can accelerate and sort of win. So there's a bit of me thinking like that through these races too. But as you can see, that's anyone's race here now. There's more guys coming up. So the 2 Northern Beaches guys in front of me. There's 2 Black Knights, Richard on the right, and then there's a lady in second there too. So getting close now. There's about, I'd say, 5 minutes to go. So they've sort of rung the bell, not rung the bell, but said the two laps to go. So here I go. I see this guy's tried to pull out and take off. So I did not want to let him go, because this is what happened to me last time. I was here, a guy took off, and he's the guy that won the race, and I was chasing and was burnt out by the time I got to the finish line. So this is a little bit of a breakaway. I've tucked into third here with these guys, and we're sort of, I don't think anyone else is on our tail at this stage, just us 3 going up there for memory. There's no rear view camera on at this stage, unfortunately, so you can only see what's in front, but I'm determined not to let these guys get away, being that there's only roughly 3 minutes left of the race. This is probably the second last lap, I would say. So here we go, coming into the last corner. Not too worried yet, because I'm just tucked in, I'm not sprinting, just hanging in there, making sure they don't get away. Getting in the draft as best I can. We're into a headwind here, so it's real handy not being on the front into the headwind. And that's another thing I learned as well, is to check where the wind is before you start, so you know where the tailwind is, where the crosswinds are, so you can sort of draft accordingly. Here we go here. So we're into it. The guy on the front here is pushing, doing a good pull out for us, which is great. Helps me a lot, because he's burning a few extra matches, which we can save in our legs, because we can tuck into the draft, which is very, very important. There we go. So okay, this seems to slow down just a little bit. The guy on the front, no, he keeps going. Okay, cool. So, or is he slowing down? I can't quite tell here. Just us 3 again. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the last race. So here comes the unicorn guy. He comes up. So I'm now into 5th place. There's a Black Knights guy as well. So it's pretty even spread. Northern Beach, and this is where I take off. So I basically just tried to burn them off here. Do a breakaway, see who can follow me. and all the way to the end. Now this exact same move happened to me the last time I raced here. That's why I thought of doing it. So into that third last corner, swing out, and then just take off. Now, I don't know if anyone's with me at this stage. I'm on my limit. I'm basically sprinting as fast as I can around this corner. Still a bit paranoid about cornering because, you know, it's going so fast. Are the wheels going to hold up? All this sort of stuff's always going through my mind, so I don't skid out. So I'm not cornering at 100%. Still probably aren't really. Just always a bit nervous of that. Into the home stretch, so coming into the last corner first, which is what I've always been told, and then this time I know where the line is. So I think I start to put the hammer down about here, something like that, and just go as fast as I can. Now, I did have a look around behind me, and I knew that there was no one into that last corner behind me, so I have burnt them off. It's done what I wanted to, and then there we were, crossing the line first. So that's my second win. That was my 4th race in total, so won this one and won the one before in Group D, and this would be my last race in Group D, or Cat4, as they call it elsewhere, because they moved me up into C grade after this. But learned a hell of a lot in the 4 races that I did in D. That's why I was really, very happy I was there. And a lot of it's the drafting, and then picking up basically the same tactic that a guy did to me last time I raced here. I used that this time and it worked. So always learning, and that's why these videos are so handy for me, and that's why I thought I'd share them with you. Well, there you have it, guys. Great to get another win there, using some stuff that I picked up from previous videos. Hope you got something out of it. Hopefully it can make you a better crit racer as well. If you do, like I said, like this sort of stuff and you want to see a bit more, just like it and subscribe to it, and then as soon as I release new stuff, you'll get notified as well. But until next time, see you later.